Well, how's it going, everybody? So you guessed it, off on another camping trip. This is camping trip number 3 of the year. The first one was just a quick overnighter one, just to shake out the cobwebs, and as you saw in previous videos, we've switched over to lithium, so I really wanted to kind of work the bugs out of that system. And number 2 was for a dear friend of mine's funeral, so I didn't want to bring you, maybe it's not quite appropriate, maybe just a little bit. So this is number 3. So number 3 brings me to Shuswap Provincial. I guess it's called North Shuswap, but North Shuswap Provincial, and it's 300 plus sites here. Such a special place for me. So if you guys haven't watched it on my previous videos, my parents had a cabin out here for many years, and I have so many good memories growing up with that cabin in this area and swimming in the lake. And after I became an adult and my parents were having medical issues, I spent a lot of time out there after my injuries, and I believe it healed me. I spent so much time working on the old cabin, and some of the people out there used to laugh at me because I'd be in the middle of the night, minus 30, because I couldn't sleep, and I'd be under the cabin working on the plumbing and working on electrical or whatever project I had going. So it let me sort things out in my head, and sometimes you just have to do that. So nowadays the cabin, of course, is gone, but I still have the memories, and now I've got Shuswap Provincial to kind of come to and reunite with Mother Nature in the Shuswap area. Now I came out a day early. The girls are coming out tomorrow. Of course, Kenzie's got to go to school, and my wife's, of course, at work, so I had to come out and set everything up and get everything figured out. So glad I did. And the date actually turned and cleaned up, because you can see from previous clips it was dumping rain, which, you know, oddly I didn't mind it. This, of course, is the parking lot to the beach area, public use beach area, and then they have the boat launch next to it. You can see it's still just the beginning of the season, so not a lot of people are out here using it. I'm sure my human fish Kenzie will be in the lake the minute she gets here. Dad, can I go swimming? Can I go swimming? Can I go swimming? How about now? So the weather's definitely warmed up. Today it's 20 degrees Celsius, so sorry, I'm just doing the conversion in my head. 69 Fahrenheit, if I'm right. So I'll take you down to the money shot, if you will. That, of course, is the money shot, the beautiful Shuswap Lake, and all the picnic tables that surround it. You can see the people are doing paddle boarding and stuff, but just a slight wind. It's kind of really cleaned up. Now there is thunderstorm warnings for tonight, so we'll see if that actually progresses into anything. Now, if you guys watched my last year's first camping trip video, you'll remember that I was flying Rudy out here and I lost it in the trees, and that was where I lost it, right back there. So I'll definitely not be flying it in the provincial campground, and I won't be flying it near trees. It created such a headache. I mean, it made some good content, of course, but it created some headaches. So I'm just taking a rip out here and seeing what's changed from year to year. Hello. It's interesting, these tables will be full of families before long, having lunch, kids running around, eating, and the parents trying to get them to eat while they just want to go swimming, and you can just hear the laughter, and it brings back so many warm memories of this area. this area over here, growing up, we used to come down here at night, and the park rangers would tell animal stories or nature stories of the area. Of course, the logs are long since gone since I've grown up, but now they've got these rocks, and maybe they still do the stories, I'm not sure, but so they've got all these rocks and this whole area. Time definitely marches on, but you can definitely hear the park rangers up here telling stories of the animals that surround the North Shuswap area. Such a cool piece of property they've got out here, and all the great memories. Now something that's changed is the park store. It's actually changed a lot since I was a kid. The park store used to be, my memories are of a little, I guess it was a double wide old trailer, and we used to run up there to get ice cream, of course, at night, and freezies. And I remember renting those bikes where you pedal. You had two people and you pedal around, that they're like cars. I'll put a picture up if I can find it, but I remember that, and going through all these trails as a kid, running around the campsite, and probably being a nuisance to everybody. But all these trails are still there, and I think the kids still enjoy it these days. Now, if you guys don't know, this campground is next to impossible to get in during the season, so this might be one of the last weekends we can get in here. Even this weekend, it's early season, and I went onto the good old provincial campground booking system, which, don't even get me started about that. And the site I got was one of the last single sites that are available. There was double sites, but of course, preferably you want to camp by yourself, because you never know what neighbors you might end up with. So we thought we'd get out for a couple days here and just enjoy the park and create some family memories. Kenzie's hugely looking forward to it, and we brought the e-bike so we'll be able to bike around and look around the area. Now, to kind of back up a little bit, the park store, like I was saying, used to be a trailer double wide. Now they ripped it down, and I don't know the history behind that. Unfortunately, I was in my teen years, so they ripped it down. They built this giant log building, and then opened up a grocery store there. So I think it was probably the same owners that did that and basically expanded on what it was. They put a gym in the basement and some other stuff. But they sold out. They might be still the owner and just retired, but they leased it out to a business that ran a pub, and they called it the Shuswap Hub, or the Hub for short. And it seemed like a good place. We went there once and wasn't very impressed, but me and Kenzie went there last year, and we had some really good memories of it. Playing games with our phones on the TV, like they had the kind of the I don't know what I want to call it, multiple choice, and you put your identity up there and everybody kind of votes on the right answer, and it was kind of a nice thing to have during dinner. So we enjoyed it, and I was thinking about going back this year, but since then I've been told that it's now the owner, whoever the owner of that building is, decided not to renew their lease. So they've moved next door. Now, to add a little bit to this story, next door was a mini golf course. So people could go over there and play mini golf with their family and have ice cream and pizza, and just kind of a family building place. Well, I was told, and again, they're stories, right? So take it for what it is. I was told they didn't winterize the water features in the park one year, forgot to, or didn't fully do it, and the pipes froze, and I was told the insurance was a write-off, even though they had a beautiful building there. So they closed, and they closed for. The building was vacant for a long time. I'm going to say 5+ years, could be longer. And recently, of course, the pub needed somewhere to go, so they renewed the lease in the building, and they've kind of made a go of it. So coming in, on the way in, I saw a sign saying coffee shop. So I was like, I'm always looking for a good coffee shop. In a digital creator, I'm always looking for somewhere to edit that's got internet. So I saw the coffee shop and I was like, what a great idea that is. So I'm going to go with you guys and go check it out. So this area, before we head up to the coffee shop area, is where they've kind of built a bike park. So they've got kind of a playground over here and a bike park with jumps and everything for the kids. And I just think it's so cool. The kids can come here and not be destroying the land and use their bikes, and they've kind of made it really kind of a cool area. I mean, you can see that it's like a BMX course. I'll take jump here around it. Oh, hopefully I don't fall. Around it, and there's the playground there, and they've got a little bridge. Obviously there's water or something underneath it, but such a really cool area. So this wasn't here when I was a kid. They've added this area. But such a really neat area for kids. It gives the parents maybe a break from the lake out of the heat, and keeps the kids still entertained. So it's kind of a really good idea. So let's get over to the park store pub. I don't know quite what it is. You guys will come with me and kind of experience it with me. It's just so breathtaking here. The trees are so developed, so you're camping in the trees, which definitely helps with the heat. And then you got the beautiful Shuswap Lake right there. And it can fit a lot of bigger RVs and motorhomes. I don't know the exact numbers, I'll put it on the screen, but it can fit some pretty good sized units in here. The park now is 100% reserved. We used to come out here and it was first come first serve, so if the park was booked up, we'd camp across the road at a place called Frank's. And Frank's was more of a field that you park in. It wasn't terrible. I think they had some trees, if I remember right, but everybody in there was waiting to be in Shuswap Provincial. So every morning you'd get up, and it was early in the morning, but as kids, who knows what time it was, but I'm going to say 9 a.m. and you go over there and you line up and see if your number got called, and if yes, you got a site in Shuswap Provincial. So now they've got this reserve system, and I like the reserve system. Like, I think the price on it is a little high at $6 a night. But then, you know, like we're staying 3 nights, so $18, and Shrek would use way more gas than $18 to get out here to find out it's fully booked up. So in a way that's nice, but I still think $18 is kind of a money grab because you're already paying for the campsite. And to get on the site, it's like, as soon as they open the site for the season, it's like booked up. There's like families with multiple computers and reserving weekends, and it just, they're following the system. I'm not saying they're breaking the law or anything like that, but they book it all up for the season, and then you're kind of at the mercy of people not showing up, and maybe you click on the site and one's available because somebody canceled. But even that, there's a cancellation fee, so they've kind of just turned that. Now there's rumors from the locals, and take it for what it is, that there's a way to get these sites, that companies buy them and then they mark them up and sell them, but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't even know if that's possible, but that's what the rumor is out here. So let's get over to the park store and find out what's going on there. So this here is the park store. You can see it's a beautiful kind of log building. I don't know what you call that. There's still their smoker from the pub, but it used to be a really big meeting place for the people, but it's since closed. You can still smell the smoke and kind of that liquor smell. So there's ice cream, and next door in the far distance there, it's where it's been moved to. So let's go over there and explore what the new hub, Creekside, not sure what it's called, is like. Now, unfortunately, you got to travel down this. I guess it is considered a highway, but it's just a main road out here, and it typically has got lots of traffic on it, but it's not really a good way to get from the campground over here. So there's what it's called, Shuswap District Social. The hub, the fun center, Lake Life Pizza, and Cava Coffee Shop. So it's a coffee shop that I'm excited for. It's a tough business to be in out here because you've got basically from May till September, maybe a little bit longer to make money. So you really have to make hay while the sun shines, if you know the old saying. So let's go in and see what's shaking. The thing I never understood out here is why people just don't have an ice cream place. So it looks like they've got something here, I don't know, but it seems like to scoop ice cream is a good moneymaker for the short season. Maybe the food license is just too hard, but we will find out. It's hard to believe this building was basically abandoned for at least 10 years. So this is, I'm guessing the coffee shop.
So when I was first here, I said I was going to do a wedding.
Kind of a really cool place, actually. It's kind of got your everything. So naturally, guys, I had to try the coffee. Well, this is a London fog. I don't know if that's considered coffee, but talking to one of the girls there, that's called Cava. And I guess because one of the owners is Polish, so it stands for coffee in Polish, which is kind of cool. So they've got Wi-Fi, a good place to come. It's really, really cool to come here.